tonight,
Yeah.
Rams. Oh, and I don't know if you saw this. They asked Cooper Kupp about playing on turf twice in 5 days because it was SoFi Stadium Sunday against the Commanders.
Yeah.
SoFi Stadium Thursday night. I hate it. I'm still waiting for one player, one current player. Former players don't count. Former players don't count because they're writing checks that they don't have to cash.
Right.
When Eli Manning says it's fine, Eli Manning's on the payroll in a variety of ways.
Right.
He still works for the Giants.
That's right.
He's working for ESPN, which is kind of indirectly on the payroll. I didn't get that memo as an employee of NBC. But former players don't count. Current players count, and there's yet to be a single one that has said, you know what, I prefer turf. It even though I can't get out of bed the next day, I'm faster when I run on it. No one said that.
Yeah.
It's all players saying, we don't want to do it. So here we are, SoFi Stadium, turf. The Rams are there Sunday and then again today. And the Saints have just been there for the past few games. They were at home on turf on Sunday against – I can't even remember who they beat on Sunday, frankly. Who did they beat on Sunday?
They beat the Giants.
It's
Tommy
already
DeVito.
faded out of my memory. Oh, the Giants.
Right.
Oh, and Pete was like, the New York Giants.
Every time they sacked Tommy DeVito, they
that.
did this to rub it in our face there a little bit. So that's what we had to deal with. But they got a different challenge tonight, the New Orleans Saints defense. That's for sure. I mean, the Rams are arguably the hottest offense in football right now. They're right up there. Hottest offense in football, not named the 49ers, right? Let's put it that way because we know the 49ers are in another stratosphere. But you've heard me talk about this a little bit lately. This is not news to anybody that's paying attention, really. But the Rams, I think the first thing is that, their ability to run the ball. Their ability to run the ball over the last 5 or 6 weeks, again, I would say, is second to no one in football except for the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, they are moving people. It's as good as I've seen the run game for a Sean McVay football team ever in his era here as the Rams head coach. Their O-line it's well coached. There's a little more creativity than there used to be in the run game altogether. And this Kyren Williams, he's shown me something that I knew he was good, and I knew he was good at Notre Dame, but he's on another level that I guess I didn't expect or didn't think he was going to be capable of in the NFL. I mean, you'll see tonight, there's no fear in Kyren Williams. He kind of has that 49er attitude that we talk about so much, where it's like, what, run through the wall? No problem. There is no fear or hesitation in his football game. Mike, you couple that with the Saints, who can't stop the run. They're not very good at that. They play man-to-man a lot against Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and McVay's ability to design plays. And then, you can't sack Matt Stafford right now. Pass protection, his ability to get it out's top-notch. And the Saints, they don't get after the quarterback. They can't get sacks. So that's where that side of the ball certainly could give us some fireworks, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Saints do to stop this hot Rams offense right now.
Kyren Williams, despite missing 4 games, is fourth in the NFL in rushing with 953 yards.
Right?
He's averaging 95.3 yards per game. That leads the league among all running backs. We think of the Rams as a passing team, and they've defied that. In the offensive line, see, that's what happens. When an offense is bad, the offensive line sucks. When an offense is good, hey, that running back's really something. Hey, Matthew Stafford is throwing dots. It's not, man, the offensive line is really blocking well. Why would anyone want to be an offensive lineman? Think about that.
I know.
When things go well, you get no credit. When things go poorly, you get all the blame.
Yeah. No, it's the selfless duty, of an offensive lineman. You don't get any credit really for the most part when you're really playing well. But when you're not playing well, man, everybody in the universe craps on you and tells you how bad you are. It's unfortunate. But they're built for it. That's why they're like pack herd animals, like you've heard me say. They're cows in the corner of the pasture there, right? They're just nobody likes us, moo. Nobody likes us, moo, right? But we're going to move these people out of the way and make a hole for our people. That's how they are. And their ability to block out noise like that was always impressive in any locker room I was ever in. But yeah, this is a group here that it's some turnaround with what they got going right now. Early in the year, it was dicey. Stafford was getting hit a lot. The running game was certainly not like what it is right now. I think if we probably broke it down over the last 4 or 5 weeks and what Kyren Williams has done, I would bet you he blows everybody out of the water as far as what he's doing in rushing yards and all of that. I think the early season stats probably skew that and make it lower than it actually, what the reality is of how good they are right now. But you couple that run game right now, the Saints having to worry about that, Mike, and then having to worry about, as we know, McVay's ability to package plays together off the motion, the run game, the little option routes that Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua can run. And then when you overplay those a little bit, that's when they hit you behind with the other one. Cooper Kupp runs the option route. Puka Nacua is running deep. They kind of use them against each other. Oh, Puka Nacua runs the option route. Cooper Kupp runs deep. They got it going right now. And as we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, like a dangerous team if they can get in the NFC playoffs that really could upset the apple cart in a big way.
To satisfy your curiosity regarding Kyren Williams, in his last game before missing more than a month due to injury, he had 158 rushing yards against the Cardinals on 20 carries, 7.9 yards per attempt. That was October 15.
Okay.
He next played on November 26, also against the Cardinals. In that game, he had 143 on only 16 carries, 8.9 yards per attempt. He averaged 1 yard more in his return game against the Cardinals than in his exit game against the Cardinals. Since then, 88 yards on 21 carries in the win over the Browns, 114 in the overtime loss to the Ravens, and 152 against the Commanders this past weekend. So he has been on a tear. He only had one 100-yard game, 103 in the overtime win in Indianapolis back in early October. He's had 100-yard games, 4 out of the last 5 appearances, with 88 in the game against the Browns. And that's the best defense in the NFL, and he still gained 88 yards against the Cleveland Browns.
Right. They put up 30-something points against the best defense in football. They put up 31 points and ran the ball down the Ravens' throat. Not like tricks, not like reverses and, let's do this and do that. They literally, remember the game? We were sitting there going, is this like Opposites Day? The Rams on the first drive of the game, I think, ran the ball like 11 straight times, 9 straight times. I know I'm probably getting my facts a little mixed up there, but it was something like that. I think I've never seen McVay do that. So there's a new wrinkle or what do I want to say? Just a start-off point for this offense that we haven't seen in the McVay era, and I think it makes it dangerous. It does. With Stafford's ability, as we know, to throw the ball down the field right now, you got to go, wow, we got to overplay the run. We got to crowd the line of scrimmage. And then, of course, they got some weapons and a quarterback that's still got one of the most special arms in football to strike downfield like no other. And that's where, the game could be fun tonight. It could be exciting that way with some big plays just because of that matchup, let alone the other side of the ball that we'll get to in a second.
One last point on Kyren Williams. Over the last 4 weeks, 497 rushing yards. That leads the NFL.
Thought so.
McCaffrey is second with 467. Nobody else is above 400. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.